We talked about the Terrans, we've talked about the Zerg. Now it's time to talk about the OGs in the Corpolo sector, the Protoss. My name is Nick. I'm a part of the Lore Historians Pub. If you're into sci-fi, fantasy, lore, that kind of fun stuff, stick around, like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of good stuff, because that's what we talk about here. Let's get into it. Now, like I said, this is part 3 of the StarCraft series, and we're covering the Protoss. The Protoss are this faction that they cover the elite role in StarCraft games. They're going to have shield technology, they're going to have psionics, so they're psychic powered, and they also have energy weapons a lot of times. So they're going to be those elite troops. They're not going to have a ton of units in the game, but they are going to be really, really powerful ones. And the Protoss are the original children of the Xel'Naga, and the Xel'Naga were the creators of the Zerg as well. And we're going to kind of talk about that if we keep up this series too. The Protoss also had a really powerful empire. They really lived in peace for a long time until the Great War came around, that is covered in StarCraft. Now, during the events of the Great War, which are covered in the first StarCraft game, the Protoss actually started by eliminating a lot of Terran worlds. They were trying to prevent the Zerg swarm from becoming too powerful. And during this time, they had some success, but when the Zerg actually attacked the Protoss territory, they struck right into Ire, which is the Protoss homeworld. And the Protoss ended up fighting it out. A subsection of them ended up retreating and finding the Dark Templar. The Dark Templar were a faction that had been exiled thousands of years ago and essentially were outcasts. And this faction ended up allying with the group that found them. They allied with Raynor's Raiders as well, and they struck right at the Overmind of the Zerg, which had actually gone to Ire and nested there. Now, they did end up defeating it at the sacrifice of Tassadar, who we can cover in a whole video. Amazing character. StarCraft did a great job with him. I really liked him whenever I played it. But the whole idea of it is essentially that the Protoss had to sacrifice themselves in a lot of ways to defeat the Overmind. And by the time that they had beaten the Overmind, they had lost a lot. Ire was basically taken over by the Zerg. There was very little left. And the Protoss identity in these games is essentially like honor, duty, sacrifice. And Brood War covers a lot of this, where they had to actually decide what was more important, their own survival or their own duty and honor in retaking Ire. And we can cover that in another video, but if you guys liked the StarCraft series, let me know in the comments here. We are technically done with it. I've got some ideas of other stuff I'd like to do, but if this has enough interest, there's tons of stuff we can talk about in StarCraft. There's StarCraft 2, there's Brood Wars. We covered a little bit in Brood Wars, but not everything by any means. We can cover the Xel'Naga. We can cover deep dives into these different factions. So let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. I'd love to look into some other stuff for you guys, but again, this is the Lore Historians Pub. If you like sci-fi, fantasy, the lore behind them, all that kind of good stuff, hang around. We talk about it a lot here. Thanks, guys. See ya.